Congratulations, you've chosen the mystery package. Let's check this out. You chose wisely. Here it is, guys, the secret package that I've been waiting for 3 years for on the channel. Finally gonna open this bitch up. Just quick disclaimer, I haven't been waiting 3 years for this thing. I've been putting it off. It's something that I wanted to get a long time ago, and I was like, you know what? Like, it's really, really fucking expensive. I don't know if I can justify the cost. And the thing is, like, it's still really, really expensive. Like this thing here, this package here, well, not this package, but there's 5 packages in total that are coming my way that are going to complete this whole circle. But all up, I've spent almost $1,500. I think it was something like 1,400 bucks on this. And this package is something that's gonna completely change the channel. Hope you guys like it, man. I hope you guys are as excited as I am to open this bitch up. Definitely been a long time coming. I switched over to GoPros with the GoPro Hero 5 at the moment because Contour couldn't keep up with the image quality of the GoPros. Man, is this box even... Have I done this wrong? Hold on. Yeah, Contour, just their image quality couldn't keep up. Like, I'm sure you guys can see this right now. I'm filming in 2.7K, 30 FPS. Fucking hell, that's gonna change. Hold on. There we go, 60 FPS, so I can get those buttery smooth slow-mo shots. That was actually me just going slowly. But, yeah, man, the whole GoPro thing, and like, I don't use super view, I just use wide on my videos, but the whole thing with GoPro is that it's an immersive experience. So at the moment I've got the hat clip just above this GoPro so that I can put the GoPro in my mouth and do things point of view. So as if you guys were actually here doing it with me. Watch this. See how immersive was that? Was that like you guys were actually here doing this with me? Anyway, I'm not sweating, guys. I've just had to spray mosquito spray on my hands and on my arms and on my legs because the fucking mozzies are crazy right now. But this right here, this is the beginning, guys. This right here, I'm doing a drone build on the channel. And like, I know there's a whole bunch of guys out there that are gonna say, oh, why didn't you just get like a DJI Mavic or something like that? DJI Mavics are cool. Like, that is something that I did want. The DJI Mavic here in Australia is something like 2,200 bucks. So this, what I'm building is gonna be a little bit less, but what I'm building is going to be way more extreme than the Mavic. Have you ever seen a Mavic do this?
I'm sorry if I seem uninterested or not listening. I'm indifferent, truly. I ain't got no business here, but since my friends are here, I just hate to take it.
Didn't think so, and that's why I'm building my own drone, and I'm gonna go through the entire build series. So if anyone else out there wants to do this, like, I'm a firm believer that you can make or build or do anything you want to do out there, so long as there's a tutorial out there for you to watch, which is going to be something like this video here and the ones following on from this video. You have the necessary tools, so you may need to go and buy some tools, and you have the patience and time to fuck things up and get things wrong. But the flip side of that is you learn and you're more knowledgeable about what you've done and what you've built, and when you crash you know exactly how to fix whatever it is. So like, you know what, let's turn this light around so you can see Edwina a little bit better. Like, I do all of my servicing on this bike. Like, you know, if you guys want to check out any of the videos where I've taken this bike apart, I don't know, I'll put like a playlist down in the description for you guys. But I stopped taking my vehicles to mechanics when I got fucked. I got absolutely fucking fucked years and years and years ago when I was like 18 years old. If you guys want to know how badly I got fucked by my mechanic, like, oh my fucking god, dude, I'll put a link to that one in the description. Maybe it'll be the first link, but I'll title it like getting absolutely screwed over by my mechanic. Check that video out. Long story short, he was putting green cordial into my fucking radiator instead of proper coolant. So this is proper coolant. He was putting green cordial into my radiator. I think Americans aren't familiar with cordial. So cordial is sort of like Kool-Aid. You mix it with water and you make yourself a nice tasty drink. That's what he was putting into my fucking radiator, and I found out years and years and years later just by chance from one of his employees. But anyway, if you want to check out that video, it's going to be down in the description. Let's get back over to the drone. I didn't buy a Mavic because it's not extreme enough. It does have heaps of awesome features, like, don't get me wrong, the Mavic, DJI Mavic Pro is an awesome quadcopter. But if anyone knows me from the last couple of years watching this channel, you guys know that I'm into extreme sports. I snowboard.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
I rode a motorcycle. And now I'm about to get into fucking racing drones, and I won't be racing, I won't be like competing in anything or anything like that, but I will be using the racing drone to film epic complimentary content for this motorcycle channel. Hopefully I can get out to some meets, or maybe even fucking chase down a fucking superbike if this thing goes fast enough. But here's the setup so far, guys. I got myself a Diatone Tyrant 215 frame. I'll show you guys that in a second. I got myself a pair of circular wireless skew planar wheel antennas. These were recommended to me by one of the guys on Facebook. Thank you so much for that recommendation. I did my research and I found out that these are amongst one of the best antennas out there. I was going to go the TBS Triumph, which I may still get because these here, like, they're like very fragile. You can see up here the wires on the top of the antenna, so if I do crash the drone, I think that they'll get damaged pretty easily. The TBS Triumph has a cap on the top which stops them from getting damaged. I went with a Turnigy Evolution controller, and yes, I know there's a whole bunch of guys out there that are going to say to me, why didn't you get the Tyrannus? Everyone uses the Tyrannus. Tyrannus is tried and tested. I don't want the Tyrannus because this remote for me, I think is going to be more ergonomically suited because I'm used to playing PS4s and Xboxes and other things like that. This thing weighs half the weight that a Tyrannus does. Don't need to use a neck strap because it's not so heavy. Did a lot of research on this before I purchased, and it has enough channels for what I need. It's an 8 channel. There's some specs there for any of the nerds that are actually interested in the specs, but the Turnigy Evo is definitely what I think I will not outgrow with a racing drone. If I had something else, if I had a different type of craft, maybe the Tyrannus would be something that I would be interested in. If I had a whole fleet of drones, maybe the Tyrannus would be something that I'm interested in, because as far as I know, the Turnigy Evo, you can only sync up 5 receivers to this radio, but with the Tyrannus you can sync up, I think it's like 20. I don't know, like, guys, I'm new to this. I'm like 100% new to this. Anyone watching this build series is going to be able to do exactly what I'm doing because I have absolutely no idea of where to fucking start. So you guys are going to be learning with me. Did a little bit of research and some load testing and some amp draw and some, like, I don't know what you guys call it, but like sag testing on these batteries here. These are graphene. What brand are they? Are they Turnigy? Drone Racing World Champion 2016, Hobby King. What's the fucking brand? I know that they're like Turnigy. All right, so they're Turnigy graphene batteries. These are what I'm going to be using in the quad, and I think these are going to be the perfect size. Most guys run 1300 milliamp batteries. I actually went with the 1500 milliamp battery because I'm pretty sure I can fit this within the frame. So let's have a quick look at these. There it is, guys. The Turnigy graphene 1500 milliamp. I think it's a 65C 4S LiPo battery. This fits pretty much like perfectly in the frame. The VTX aerial sticks out to the back here. The VTX is what's going to send a TV signal to the goggles that I've got coming as well. I've got some fucking goggles coming. I've got so much more stuff coming. This is like just the start of it. But the aerial sticks out here. This sits right up against the GoPro, and this slots right into the top of the quadcopter perfectly. I'm pretty sure I'll be using one of my Hero 4s to capture awesome footage for you guys. I'll be filming in 2.7K 60 FPS, where most of the guys that do all of this drone stuff on YouTube are only filming in 1080p 60 FPS. I can tell you right now, guys, the difference between 1080p and 2.7K are fucking astronomical. Like, for an editor, for when you're looking at the footage through an editing program and what you can do with the footage and the final result and how clear the footage is. If you're not watching this video in 2.7K, you probably should, because all of the episodes this entire year and probably for, I don't know, the last 6 months have been filmed in 2.7K. So if your internet speed is fast enough, dude, seriously, check it out. It is fucking amazing. You know what? Let's check out the frame. So there it is, guys. It is fucking tiny. Look at this thing. This is the Diatone Tyrant 215 frame. The PDB is built into the frame. So PDB stands for Power Distribution Board. That's built into the frame. The GoPro camera will sit on the front right here. So on a stack, I think it's, where is it? Right here. So I'm pretty sure you guys could see that. So I can't talk while the GoPro's in my mouth, but basically this piece here is 2mm thick. The frame, the actual frame is 4mm thick. So it's extremely durable. This sits just above the power distribution board, and the battery will sit on the top here. Aerial will stick out of the back. I've actually got this the wrong way around. See, I'm not that fucking new to this, guys. The aerial will stick out of the back here. This plate here will actually sit a little bit higher up around here, and the GoPro will sit on top of this. So I was going to get the Diatone Crusader 200, the GT2 series, but did a fair amount of research, watched a fair amount of videos, and the issue with the Diatone is, like, even though it's a fucking awesome quadcopter frame, I was going to do my own build on the Diatone frame. The frame is awesome, right? It's an underslung battery. The GoPro sits on top, but the issue with the GoPro sitting on top, I wish I had a GoPro here that I could use. Let's pretend this is the GoPro. The issue with the GoPro sitting on top of the quadcopter is that it picked up the propellers of the quad in the frame. So if this was the video and we were like flying around the place, you'd get the propellers like swinging past here and swinging past here. And I thought that watching footage like this, you know, me showing you like, you know, Sydney City with these props flying around in the corner like this might be a little bit distracting. So unfortunately, I didn't go the Diatone Crusader GT2 200. I decided to go the Diatone Tyrant 215, which is a H frame, as you can see here. Like, I'm still learning all of this. This is a H frame. It's a racing drone. I've got some 2600 kV motors coming, red bottoms, way overpowered for this, but I want to be able to keep up with the superbike, which is why I've gotten some hectic motors for this thing. And yeah, this is it. This is like day one of the build series. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am to get this show on the road. Like, I am super fucking stoked that I can finally get some aerial footage for the channel. I feel like it's something that's been holding me back for a long time, especially in terms of like being creative and, you know, being able to do like some amazing shit and show some things off. Like, I want to get down to Sydney and like really show off the city, but here in Australia we've got restrictions. I'm pretty sure that you guys have restrictions over in the US as well. We can't fly within 5.5 kilometers or 5 kilometers of an aerodrome. So Sydney Airport, can't fly anywhere around there. Richmond RAF Base, which is the Air Force base, can't fly anywhere around there. I can't fly higher than 120 meters within most major cities in Australia. There's some other rules and stuff like that that I need to, like, you know, research and make sure that I follow. But other than that, guys, I should be able to get some fucking awesome footage on this channel, some shit that no other motovloggers out there are doing. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I've really been getting into some drone videos from there's a guy called Mr. Steele, there's another guy called the RC Addict. Both of these guys, like, 100%, if you guys go over there and hit those guys up, make sure you tell them AdjrianNickelodeon sent you. You know, I look at these guys and I see what motovlogging used to be 4 years ago. I see a niche market out there on YouTube. I see a very, very small community that has massive potential because it's so fucking cool. And I honestly think that the whole drone racing community is going to be way bigger than the motovlogging community in no time. It's going to happen like that. It's, watch this space. I'm telling you right now, I'm calling it. Drone racing, Mr. Steele, I think he's got something like 90,000 subscribers right now. He's going to fucking eclipse me in no time. There's another guy called Chapu who I haven't really gotten into, but like he's sort of like the godfather of like drone racing. I think he's got something like 200,000 subscribers. Looking at motovloggers right now, we've got some guys that are about to breach 1 million subscribers in the community. I honestly think that drone racing, these guys that are doing drone racing right now, will overtake motovlogging. Watch this space. Watch. I'm fucking telling you. AdjrianNickelodeon called it right now.